everyone, and welcome to our product showcase, highlighting our latest product offerings, recent developments, and upcoming features across our compliance and learning tools. Just a reminder, we are recording this webinar and you'll all be sent copies afterwards. My name's Lee. I'm the product marketing manager here at Vinciworks. And today we're going to be taking a look at our suite of solutions that can help you stay ahead with all your compliance training needs. Let's meet our panel. First up, we have Dave. Dave is
Hi, everybody.
Here on our courses team. Hey, Dave. Next, we'll be hearing from Avi, product manager on the Portal team. Hey, Avi.
Hi, everyone. Really excited to be giving a live demo of both conversational learning and the VinciWorks Portal.
Looking forward to hearing all about it. Next, we have our Chief Product Officer, Chris. Hey, Chris.
Hi, everybody. So I'll be giving an update on development with our Astute Learning Experience platform.
And completing our panel today is Ruth, Head of OmniTrack.
Hi, everyone. I'm excited to introduce OmniTrack to you all today.
Right. As I mentioned, we will be recording today's webinar and sharing it with you, but we'd also love to hear from all of you over the next hour. So please do write in your questions and comments in the chat, and we'll try and read some of those as we go through. And if we don't get to all your questions, our team will be in touch afterwards. Our top products come from working closely with our customers and listening to feedback. We thank you for helping us to shape the future of compliance and e-learning solutions. So please keep the feedback coming. We really appreciate it. There will be a form at the end, so please leave your details if you would like your account manager to get in touch about anything we've spoken about today. Okay, that's the admin done. We're going to dive straight in. Dave, we have an extensive course catalogue spanning everything from anti-money laundering to disability confidence, ESG, and just about everything you can think of in between. Could you tell us about the courses and what the course and content teams have been doing over the last few months?
Sure, I'd love to. It's great to be here. So if you're here, you probably have some idea about what we do here at VinciWorks, but just in case anyone isn't aware or anyone needs a quick update, then here's a little lowdown. So we have a huge library of courses that we have divided into 5 main suites. We have compliance, information security, diversity and inclusion, performance leadership, and health and safety. So our team of writers, researchers, and experts are dedicated to bringing you courses that cover the ever-expanding world of corporate education. So we have courses that cover all the latest legislation, both stuff that's been released and pending legislation. And we've been working on courses that cover new topics that have come up, such as how to responsibly and legally use AI in the workplace and similar. So our team is, along with writing the courses, we're dedicated to keeping them up to date, which is no small task. We have a constant eye on the latest news to bring you up-to-date examples, lifelike scenarios, so we're ensuring that our courses really live in the real world and they're not just theoretical academia. So if you are interested, if you don't know already, if you're interested in seeing the course catalog now or at any point during the webinar, please just write courses into the chat and we'll send you the course catalog, and if you want, we can have someone contact you and to obviously speak more about it. So with such a wide range of courses, we've been able to actually categorize our library for various different industries. So this means that when it comes to selecting courses and presenting these courses to your staff, you can see a selection which has been tailor-made for your industry. So at the moment, we currently offer this for the higher education, legal and financial service industry, and we have a couple more in the pipeline. So we offer our courses in almost any modern spoken language which you can request, but we've also been working hard to produce a library of courses written in German, specifically designed for the German market. So these are not just courses that have been translated, but they have actually been written from the ground up in German, refer to the German and EU legislation. And we now offer support, sales, and of course, our website in German. So if you want to see a course or a course catalog in German, any point now and during the course of the webinar, just write German in the chat and we'll have that sent over to you. So aside from launching our German catalog in 2024, we have a lot of other things, and it was a big year for us. So you can see here some of the topics that were covered by our new releases. If you're joining us from the UK, hopefully you've already updated your teams about the Worker Protection Act, DORA, and NIS2. But if you haven't, then I think it's important that you probably get on that as soon as possible. This is important legislation that's come out recently, and we're really proud of these courses. We've been lucky enough to invest very heavily on the video aspects in some of these courses. So certain subjects really do benefit from being taught visually using video. And we have an amazing video team that's actually been busier than ever in the last year. So to help you appreciate the quality of the video content that's included in some VinciWorks courses, I'm going to show you now a tiny sample of one video, literally chosen because it's the shortest clip that I could find. This clip is from one of our new courses on emergency response. Quick caveat, don't take this video on its own as medical advice. It does need to be understood in the context of the whole course, but I think it does demonstrate how, in certain circumstances at least, it's important that the learner is shown something real rather than be expected to understand some abstract diagrams or still images. So if we could just see that video now.
If when we approach our casualty, they appear to be on their fronts, because let's face it, it's a 50-50 chance as to how they're going to land. This is a fantastic technique that we can utilize to flip the casualty over. Firstly, I'm not able to properly assess the breathing if they're on their fronts, and let's face it, chest compressions, they're not going to work from the back. Now, I've got two pivot points to very easily flip somebody over: the neck and the hips. Well, I think we can all agree I'm not going to be using the neck. So this is called the superhero technique. It's very, very easily done. The arm that's nearest to me is going to come down to the side like this, down their side. The arm that's furthest away is just going to come up like this. Superhero. You see where we're going with this. Now, there's a very, very simple phrase to remember, okay? And that is under and over, under and over. I want to go underneath the thigh that's nearest to me, placing a hand on the thigh that's furthest away. Now, as I very slowly come up, you can see already what's likely to happen. The casualty can only go one way. Just supporting with the shoulder that's nearest to me, I'm going to come up very slowly, and as I do, the casualty is going to roll over, exposing the fronts. I can now conduct the checks that I need to conduct.
Okay, so that was, yeah, again, a very short video. It was just like a little 1-minute video. That's in the whole context of some amazing work that our team have done about emergency response. If you want to see that, want any more information about that, any more information about the courses, just write courses into the chat and we'll have someone contact you. So anyway, looking forward to 2025. We have some amazing projects that we're working on. We're going to release, we have some courses that relate to some major legislation that's coming up that we're going to be releasing. We have a major update plan for tax evasion and health and safety. And of course, we remain committed to keeping all of our courses up to date and cutting edge. So in a moment, you're going to be able to see our powerful in-browser editor in action, which is something amazing that we've released in the last year. But before that, I wanted you to see something which is going to tease you with something I think is even more amazing. We've been working in the last few months on a revolutionary way to deliver content. So this is currently in beta, and it's currently in beta. We've developed a conversational learning AI-powered sort of personal tutor that's going to teach your subject and teach your staff a subject in a way that is engaging, I believe, beyond what is currently on the market. So when we started working on this, our goal was to leverage AI for creating even more engagement and relevant experiences. So the first thing we did is we built this and we tested it internally. We grouped about 70 users, and we found more than 80% of these users found this conversational learning more engaging than any training that they've done in the past. So we're very excited to debut that today in just a minute. And the plan is ultimately to work with you guys, with our clients, to develop the product even further via our beta program. So I'm going to leave off here. I'm going to leave this to Avi to demonstrate. But I really think this is going to be a major leap forward in the world of learning, the likes of which we haven't seen in the recent past.
Thanks, Dave. Yeah, Abby will touch on that in a bit. Just a quick question from the chat. Do we intend to update any of our older course content with new video content?
Yeah, so we are working, seeing the question was for me. We are working in a constant cycle of working and updating all of the videos in our library. This process that's begun. It's as with most of our updates, this is something you're just gonna, you don't have to subscribe to anything else or renew anything else. You're just gonna get, you're gonna find that the courses are gonna get naturally updated as we get to them. But thanks for the question. Yes.
Thank you. Right, Avi, AI is set to change the landscape of traditional e-learning. Can you tell us more about how we're embracing that at VinciWorks with the addition of conversational learning?
Yeah, thanks, Dave and Lee, for the introduction. I think the best way to explain conversational learning is to show it in action. So we're going to do a bit of a live demo here. I will just share my screen. So it's early days, as Dave mentioned, for conversational learning as a product. And we've launched a public beta that includes 3 initial courses that you can see up on the screen now. One of those courses is phishing awareness, and I'll jump into that one. So here you can see the course, and this is the welcome screen. And it's explaining that you'll examine how phishing works with an AI-powered persona and uncover red flags and discuss best practices. So let's jump into it. So I'll just give it my name, and we're jumping right into the course. So as you can see here, the AI is introducing itself as Chris, a fictional character, a cybersecurity specialist, and it's going to present us with a phishing awareness scenario. A couple of main things to note about our AI. One is that it's been trained on VinciWorks course content to ensure the accuracy. So if you're used to kind of ChatGPT and it pulling things right off the internet, that's not what's going on here. And it's also trained to stay within the structure of the course content. So you can see down the left-hand side that we have the units and the learning points, and the AI knows that those learning points need to be covered in order for the user to move on. So I'll just click here and say, hey, Chris, let's begin, and send off that message. And so what we're presented with now is a short video scenario. The video scenario is also VinciWorks content, and it's really here to add an element of engagement and conversational aspect to the course. So let's watch the scenario. It's just 30 seconds.
Delete, delete, delete. Email about a dream cruise. Maybe one day. Nice, Jack sent a video from the game last night. Why do I have to download this file first? How do I click out of this?
Okay, so you can see in that scenario that he's made a bit of a mistake there. And now we can really have a conversation with the AI about the video, well, naturally covering the learning objectives. So the AI will meet the learner where they are, and it allows you to ask follow-up questions. And as Dave mentioned, we did internal testing with 70 users, and the ability to ask those follow-up questions was really reported as making the course very engaging and relevant. So I'll just say here, for example, I'm not sure what a red flag is. And the AI will come back and tell me that that's a great question. It will explain what the red flag is, and then it will confirm whether I have any other questions about red flags or if we can move on. So I'll say, I understand now. Maybe a red flag is clicking a link from an unknown sender. And now it's telling me that I've got it spot on. And then we've got another follow-up question. How can overlooking these details lead to serious consequences? So you can see that it's really taking us through recognizing phishing. The learner can go as deep as they need to, ask follow-up questions, and get answers right here in the course. So maybe
Avi, can I interrupt you there? What happens if you ask something that's not related to the course? What does the AI do with that?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I can give you a bit of an extreme example here. So let's say, for example, I ask it, do you like pizza? That's just a very extreme example. And I can send that question off, and it's telling me, well, that's a fun question, but let's focus. So it's politely bringing me back on track here. So it wants me to come back and say, what happens if you overlook these red flags? So I can say, overlooking them might lead to harming the network, and give it a right answer. And it will say exactly, overlooking the red flags can lead to these serious consequences. This next question that you see here is really a question that's asking the user where the organization might be vulnerable to phishing. And we think that this is really valuable, these types of questions. We're calling them reportable questions. And that can really not only engage the learner, but bring these insights back to the admins in the form of a report. So we can aggregate all of that the learner can express themselves and say, we think the organization is vulnerable here, and then that information can come back into the business and become actionable, really. So yeah, that is the short demo here. I won't go through the whole course because it takes about 15 to 20 minutes to complete, but I hope you enjoyed the short demo.
Thanks, Avi. Apologies there. We had a bit of a technical glitch with the sound. We'll see what we can do in the recording. Right, back to you, Avi.
Right, so as I mentioned, we're currently running a public beta, which is offering 50 free completions on our conversational learning courses. If you'd like to try the courses today, please follow the link that's going to be posted into the chat now.
Great, thanks, Avi. It's really exciting to see how AI is changing traditional e-learning formats and what's possible when we combine it with expertly curated course content. Now, choosing the right training courses for your organization can seem overwhelming, especially when there is so much choice out there. Avi, could you talk us through how the portal helps clients to manage their personal course libraries?
Sure thing. Yeah, I'm just going to bring the portal up now. But the portal gives our clients a single place to view all of their licensed courses, as well as browse our full course catalog. So the VinciWorks Portal was released around a year ago now, with really a view to streamline content management for our clients. So when we say content management, what we really mean is the ability to review and edit and approve courses before they're rolled out to learners. So this is really done using the in-browser editor that Dave mentioned, which is a tool that's available to clients using the portal. So I'll just log in here and show that. So this is a view of the licensed content screen in the portal. And all of the courses that you're seeing here were written by VinciWorks content experts, and they're ready to go right out of the box. That said, I can click into any of these courses, for example, this one, and this button here that says Review and Edit allows me to open the in-browser editor and really make this course my own. So if I'm opening that up, I can jump over to edit mode, and I can quickly make edits that will brand this course. So for example, I can just grab a logo. Sorry about that. I can grab a logo, drag and drop, click continue, and in a matter of seconds, my course is already branded. All of this text is also customizable, so anti-bribery at Tesco. In addition to that, I can exclude and add pages. So if I'm scrolling down through the course, I have this toggle here that says page included. I can click that to exclude the page from the course really quickly. And you'll notice a button down here that says add page. We also have the ability to add custom pages. So again, I can decide which pages are included or excluded from this course. You'll see a button up at the top that says resync audio. So all of our courses include narration, and resyncing the audio keeps that narration up to date with your edits. And if I'm scrolling down right to the bottom of this course, I can actually remove full sections of the course. So if this is a 5-section course in this example, I can just quickly toggle that off, and now I've got just 3 sections in the course. So that's really the power that I have a fully customized course in just sort of a matter of minutes. Once I'm happy with this course, I can jump back into the portal and publish it out. If you're using a VinciWorks LMS, then that will publish directly to your LMS, or you can download it as a SCORM package to use with your own LMS. A couple of other key features to point out here is that if I click on this button, I can actually set a reviewer on this course. So if I wanted somebody to help me with it and review this course, I can pick somebody out of the list. I've also got the option to invite a colleague. So if I shut that down and the person that I want to review this course is not in the portal yet, I can invite them to join. Another powerful feature here is going back into the course. I can duplicate any of these courses to create a new version for different types of learners and to really fit my needs. So for example, I can click into here to duplicate the course, anti-money laundering. Let's say, for example, I wanted one for my managers. So I can call this for managers and just duplicate the course. And I've got a whole new version of this course within a matter of seconds, really. So within the client portal, I've also got access to the full course library. So if I click into it here, You can see all of the courses in the library. We have bookmarking features that allow you to bookmark the courses that you like. All of these courses are demoable directly from the library. As you can see, we have filtering and search. And one really interesting feature that we added in 2024 is actually the option to search in natural language. So if you didn't know exactly what you were looking for, you could search for a course just by asking a question. So for example, I can ask it, which fire course do we have that would cover extinguishers and fire door inspections, if at all? And I can just run that query, and the AI will come back with the most relevant result from the library, as you can see up on the screen here. The last thing to mention about the library is, like Dave said, our course writing team is always expanding and updating our library to ensure all of our courses are relevant and current. So what we've built into the portal is actually a notification center where you can keep up to date with all of the changes that are being made to the courses. So you can see here that this has been edited and we've made improvements, and it will detail what those are. And clicking through any of these notifications will take you to a full edit history. So that is the portal and the workflow that it supports.
It's been really great to see how the portal's grown over the last year. For me, I think it's edit mode. It just really allows users to create customized courses so easily. And I really appreciate that the same course can be modified to be used across a number of different departments and roles within an organization. Because if we're honest with ourselves, nobody wants to take part in training that feels irrelevant to their role. Avi, what else is on the pipeline for 2025?
Yeah, we're really excited about our development roadmap for 2025. We think there's a lot more that we can do to help our clients manage their content. I think, as you can see on the screen now, we're planning to expand the in-browser editor functionality to give even more options to customize courses. That's going to include the ability to edit a course duration and pass marks on your courses that you license. So for example, if you wanted to use the in-browser editor to remove a section from a course, as we saw earlier, with the new functionality, you'd also be able to update that course's duration to reflect the change. In addition to that, we're looking to add a subscription management element to the portal, which is really going to allow clients to easily view and manage quotes and invoices sent to them from Vinciworks. The aim of the project is to streamline subscription management by having one centralized location for clients to find their quotes and invoices. And we think that's really going to simplify the process for clients and Vinciworks. And lastly, we're planning on developing a resource center that's going to sit alongside the course catalog in the portal. And the project aims to develop that resource library that enables clients to search and discover and access kind of premium Vinciworks resources. And that's going to include any standalone video scenarios and guides, templates, and even webinars like this one.
That all looks awesome. For me, I like the resource library. I think it's going to open the doors again to more customized learning. And a video library, it allows for bite-sized learning, classroom teaching, or just creating interest in upcoming training on your intranet. If you would like to demo the portal and its edit mode capabilities and everything else Avi's spoken about, just pop portal in the chat now and someone will get back to you. Looking at the chat, we've got a few questions coming in. One for you, Avi. With the conversational learning, where are the responses stored from learners and how secure is the system?
So we do have a policy, a privacy policy, and a GDPR document that we can send out, but all of those responses are stored in a Vinciworks database, and it is very secure.
Great, good to hear. Okay, moving along to our LXP. Chris, we have heard about the course catalog and managing that in Portal, but how does Astute fit into the Vinciworks landscape?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Lee. And some great updates there as well from Dave and Avi with the courses and the Vinciworks Portal. So Astute is our learning experience platform. And I guess in simple terms, this is the system that enables our customers to deliver and track all of the great content that Avi and Dave have talked about there. You can deliver much more, actually. And we support multiple types of training alongside those Vinciworks courses. And we can also deliver things like policy and document acknowledgement and risk management features. If anyone who wants to see more and take a deeper dive, do just pop Astute into the chat there, and one of our colleagues will pick that up off the back end of the webinar there. So the platform supports a large number of our customers in delivery of their learning and development programs. So we currently have over 400,000 active learners registered on Astute, and in an average month, over 45,000 of these learners will be actively training. To give an idea of the scale, Over 2024, we saw over 1 million activities delivered through Astute, and there were over 2 million enrollments. So we're seeing an upward trend as we go forwards into 2025. So we continue to invest in developing the Astute platform here at VinciWorks. One of the more recent features that we've added over the last few months is our video editing and video upload tool. This is designed to allow customers to upload video-based content and support a more blended learning approach, opening a new format for learning through Astute. Adding a video is really simple, and just a few basic details to begin around a title and a description for the video content that we want to upload. We then have the option to upload a video, or we can simply add a link if the video is hosted elsewhere. So in the example here, we're going with a YouTube link, and we've left update duration ticked there. We can see, leaving update duration ticked, that our duration is updated to 2 minutes and has pulled that through from our video link. Next, we can add some images, and these are all really about the user experience at the front end, and this is what the learner is going to see on their homepage as they log in to access these videos. And we've also then got a couple more options in there, allowing our users to skip through the content, or whether we want to enforce that they're not able to fast forward the videos. And we can add an opening and completion text here as well, just to enhance that experience, make it a bit more personalized. But ultimately, when we're done, we can click Save and Publish, and then it's ready for us to assign out to our learners through enrollment events or programs. So the enrollment events here are another area of the system which has seen significant enhancements over the last 12 months. We've been working hard around the event creation wizard, which you can see on the left-hand side there, but really with a view to try and simplify this process, but still retaining those more advanced options that benefit our customers around re-enrollment and options for self-enrollment, for example. But as you can see here, we can pick up those videos, just filtering for the video-based activity, and I can quickly and easily pick up the video I uploaded, and I can assign it to this event. I could, of course, be adding other activities there, including courses, risk assessments, policies, documents, or even a structured program of learning. But after adding myself to the event, I can now go back to my learner homepage, and we should be able to see that we can go through and we can pick up the video activity, and this will launch in a separate window, just like one of the VinciWorks e-learning courses, and we'll play through in a very similar experience, a very similar way to one of the standard courses from VinciWorks. The critical piece in the background here is this is all being tracked for reporting purposes, and it'll be available in LXP reporting to sit alongside any of the other content or activities. So our courses are activities. I mentioned learning programs a couple of times as I went through that short piece there, and this is another feature that we've been working on and significantly updating. So our programs, again, and we see a recurring theme around the user experience. We've embedded that wizard again to make it a simple process to create a program of learning. Simply adding a title, again, description and images if we wanted to. But in this case, I'm just going to search for AI and very quickly and easily come across all of the AI content that's available to me in the system. I'll select 3 activities here that I want to put into my program of learning. And the difference fundamentally between a program and a basic enrollment event is that we're now presented with some additional options. So with a program of learning, we're able to put some definition around how we want these courses to roll out. We've got modular-based dependencies and we've got time-based dependencies. So modular-based dependency, very much based around setting an order of service for our learners based upon a course becoming available when a course has been completed. But we can also add and mix in with the and/or queries there to add time-based dependencies as well. So a course will be available 5 days after the previous course has been completed, for example. So alongside this, we've been working hard over the last few months to continue to enhance and improve the user experience in Astute. A good example is the email management page, where we've combined our trigger and chase email features. Again, making use of that wizard for a more intuitive process to set up and manage our notifications coming from Astute. We've got fairly comprehensive functionality sitting in here, picking up on various parameters around activity type and then into specific activities, and also then being able to set a schedule for these chasers, and we can define exactly who's going to receive those emails, where and when. Again, that was just a short overview of some of the key initiatives that we've been working on recently. But if you'd like to know more, please just type Astute into the chat and the team will pick that up and they'll reach out to you. Much like Avi, we're very excited for the Astute roadmap for 2025. We've got a raft of new features and enhancements planned. We'll be kicking that off in the near term with the release of an updated LXP report builder, faster to run, with an improved user experience, and again, aligning to the concepts of some of those wizards for simplicity that we've seen already today. We'll be updating our courses page with a fresh new look and feel, and we're working on enhancing our capability to import records from a third-party learning management system. So this is all about smoothing out that process of migration and onboarding to Astute without losing data from a previous platform, something that can be a really painful experience, I think, in some cases. Off the back of improvements to the LXP reporting, we want to take that work and we will be looking at our visual dashboards. And we've got big plans later in the year to really supercharge those visuals in Astute. And finally, we're going to be looking at instructor-led training. So this is a feature to allow our customers to manage and track instructor-led training. So courses that have maybe been delivered face-to-face or as remote sessions, and to sit that seamlessly alongside digital learning in Astute to give a more comprehensive overview and outlook in the LXP reporting. Going to jump in, Lee, you're on mute.
I knew it was going to happen. I was kind of counting down which slide would have come in on. I just want to say thank you, and we're going to have you back later this year to hear more about the instructor-led training capabilities.
Yeah, fantastic. Love to.
Thank you. Right, rounding off our showcase today is Ruth. Ruth, can you talk to us about what the OmniTrack team has been working on? And for those listeners who don't know what OmniTrack is, could you give us a quick overview?
Surely, thanks very much for having me on. So OmniTrack is our centralized compliance data collection tool, and it really empowers businesses to streamline their data collection kind of from all the different compliance data that they're collecting. And it allows you to follow up, carry out approvals, and really carry out different reporting processes from one centralized portal inside your business. OmniTrack has unparalleled flexibility and an extremely intuitive interface. And so these together mean that you have complete control over your data and your workflows. And it means that ensuring compliance and efficiency across various industries is really, really easy. OmniTrack, as I said, is 100% customizable. People are often kind of scared when I say that. I'll say, what do you mean 100% customizable? I'm going to say it again, 100% customizable, which means that it can really help you to track, review, manage, and analyze and monitor any compliance tasks that you have within your organization.
So on top of being 100% customizable, are there specific features inside of OmniTrack that make it unique?
Yes, there are. And as you can see kind of on the top right-hand image there, OmniTrack provides a centralized database with lots of different template best practice workflows. So these can range from kind of GDPR to anti-money laundering, to gifts and hospitality registers, really any type of compliance data collection that you need to be gathering as an organization. We probably do have a template best practice workflow inside of our system. And you're already able to then take our template and go in and customize those best practice workflows and to kind of fit in with your organizational needs. And these different workflows are also fully automated which takes a lot of the burden off your compliance team. Obviously, by automating notifications going out and kind of approvals, it means that you're actually saving manpower when it comes to compliance. An important piece to mention is that we really feel very strongly that compliance software should fit in with your internal processes. Quite often you'll go to a software provider and they'll say, this is our software. You'll need to adjust your internal processes to fit in with the software that we're providing. And we're actually taking the completely opposite approach, saying, come to us, tell us what your internal process is, and we'll make sure that OmniTrack can accommodate your internal workflow.
That sounds great and looks completely and utterly comprehensive. I know that OmniTrack provides multiple compliance solutions, but what were the top OmniTrack solutions that organizations adopted over 2024?
So as you mentioned, we do kind of have a library of over 50 different kind of templates, but the top 5 that we've been kind of working together with our clients to implement in 2024 were anti-money laundering, and that's in essence a client onboarding tool. So when you have new clients that you're adopting, maybe in the banking, accounting, legal, professional services sector, you're able to use our workflow as a workflow tool to actually go through the various entities that are coming in. For example, take a law firm example, you might have a partnership versus an individual versus a corporation, and you'll need to kind of assess from a different perspective each of those entities. So that's what our kind of anti-money laundering onboarding workflow does. And in a similar vein, we have a supplier onboarding. Same idea, that in essence, when organizations are onboarding suppliers, there are certain pieces you need to be looking out for. For example, modern slavery risks, making sure that your supplier is compliant, maybe carrying out the correct training, ensuring that your suppliers are carrying out GDPR training, for example, with their employees. And that leads on to kind of the third big solution, which is the GDPR suite. And this is in essence 5 different workflows with best practice. These are based on the different regulators in the GDPR world. In England, for example, that would be the ICO. Gift and hospitality is another big one. So obviously Christmas is just past us, but before we know it, we'll be back in November, December time, and recording those gifts and hospitalities that you're either receiving or giving as an organization can all be done inside the OmniTrack workflows. And finally, we have a legal compliance suite, which is specifically intended to support law firms and kind of SRA regulated firms to stay compliant.
Great. Those are all critical compliance processes, and it's good to know that OmniTrack has us covered. For those listening in who are not familiar with the system and want to hear more, just pop OmniTrack into the chat now, and Ruth and her team will be in touch. Ruth, today, obviously, we've been focusing on our e-learning products on this webinar, but does OmniTrack have any connection to this?
Yeah, it definitely does.
Another yes answer. I knew we'd get one from you.
I wouldn't be here if it didn't, right? So basically, OmniTrack 100% complements the e-learning course library, kind of from a compliance perspective, really to collect data from employees, kind of compliance data from employees at the same time that they're actually completing e-learning courses is brilliant, because it means that you can in essence kill 2 birds with 1 stone. And that's in essence where a lot of our clients are actually utilizing OmniTrack and kind of releasing various compliance workflows at the same time as the course is being sent out within their organization. Another way that we support this is we have JIT learning inside the workflows. JIT stands for just in time. And the idea being that if you've completed an OmniTrack course, then either you're going in and straight away completing an OmniTrack workflow, that's great. You can see kind of the references that you've just seen in the course. But also, for example, if you're completing a course, then maybe 6 months down the line, you realize you've got a potential GDPR breach and you need to go in and report that. In the GDPR workflow inside of OmniTrack, you'll be able to see kind of screenshots from the GDPR courses and then kind of refresh your memory as to what it is you need to be reporting. So without a doubt, there is a big connection between the kind of e-learning library and OmniTrack. And examples of the types of courses that kind of are collected together with kind of the OmniTrack workflows are AML, bribery, which was the Gift and Hospitality Register, GDPR breaches register, and kind of modern slavery, which connects to our supplier onboarding.
Oh, that's so great to hear that it just fits in so well to the VinciWorks landscape and works so well with everything else that we have. But what about other systems that clients have got? Is it going to integrate with other systems like CRMs, HR systems?
Yes, broken record here, Lee, but the answer again is yes. Yes,
my favorite answer.
The aim of OmniTrack is really to make the data flow exercise as seamless as possible. So at a minimum, we would recommend to our clients to integrate OmniTrack with their HR systems, to obviously ensure that their current employees are able to kind of access the system. But we also have a fully documented and extremely intuitive API to accommodate this and really allow you to integrate with a whole range of other systems, whether that's a CRM, as you mentioned, or different internal systems, billing systems, etc., that you might be using. We also, I should mention, have some native integrations which are built into OmniTrack. For example, with the anti-money laundering or the supplier onboarding example there, we can connect with kind of third-party KYC, know your client checkers such as WorldCheck, Third Fort, and Credas. So we're kind of covering all avenues there.
Sounds good. And a final question from me. I know that OmniTrack has an exciting journey planned for this year. What are you and the team working on at the moment?
Yes, exciting, as I say, an understatement. Yeah, we've actually just released an enhanced scoring capability inside of the workflows to really ensure that you can kind of make it much easier on your compliance team to have scoring, so different answers. If they might be a riskier answer to a workflow or a questionnaire that's being completed, we can kind of allocate a higher score there, lower score there, depending on the needs of each organization. Again, this is fully customizable, and really the idea is to really help the compliance teams to decide when something poses a risk to the business or not. And right now we're deep into a project of actually revamping the reporting capabilities inside of OmniTrack. And that idea is that you've got lots of data that is coming into the OmniTrack system. And while gathering that data is an excellent exercise, if you don't do anything with that data, then what's the point in you collecting the data in the first place? So what we're doing is we're making massive changes to our reporting approach and really giving you the gold standard there from reporting, so that you can see the findings from the data that's come in and make sure that you're making the relevant changes within your organization. And then later on in the year, we'll be doing some more work around the automations inside the system. And yeah, it's a really, really exciting time for us at the moment for the OmniTrack team.
Sounds fabulous. And really, I'm so excited to see the product enhancements that are coming. And also just the whole feeling of integration, how well it fits in with everything else we've spoken about today. We've got a few questions that have come in on the chat. Abby, here's one for you about our AI-enabled courses. Does VinciWorks plan for conversational learning to be applied to every course in the library?
Thanks, Lee. Yeah, great question as to what the future holds for conversational learning. And I think we see sort of a lot of areas of the course library where it can be very effective. So, for example, unpacking gray areas in compliance training, where the conversational model can better address nuanced scenarios compared to the traditional method. Another example might be skills-based training, such as difficult conversations or interviewing, recruitment, where the dialogue approach aligns really well. So yeah, we're excited to see what's going to happen in the future.
And while we've got you on, how do company learners access the portal?
The question is in terms of logging in?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would be once you license the portal, it will be with a username and password. We are looking to add SSO in the future, but it's not available quite yet.
Thanks. And Dave, one for you. Do you also offer bespoke courses and customizations?
Hi. Yeah. Okay. I'm really happy that question got asked. So in terms of customizations, we have a whole customizations team. So anything that you can do yourself in the in-browser editor that we saw that I've demonstrated was awesome. It's anything beyond that. So that might be adding some translations, or it might be changing some interactions, or changing the graphics in a way that's not quite yet possible in the portal. So all of that stuff, we have a team of dedicated people who are here to listen to anything you want and to make all those customizations work. So if you can imagine it and you want it done, please do be in touch, and we'll do everything we can to make that work. I also saw a question in the chat earlier about translations of the courses and videos. So yeah, we like when you get your course translated, so that can be AI translation or human translation. We also add subtitles onto the videos. So that's something that the customizations team can handle. When it comes to bespoke courses, we offer bespoke courses. We've recently been really privileged to work with some big companies producing. I mean, this is sort of my department, so I don't want to say too much about.
No, we could feel the passion, Dave. Keep going. We love it.
I think these courses are really great. We produce fully branded course, I don't know whether I'm allowed to name drop, so I won't, but like big, well-known names. For one particular company, we took what they would normally have 2 days of full learning for every member of new staff that was running this program I think it was every 2 or 3 months for new members of staff. So we distilled that into 4 fully bespoke courses. It's all of their content. We work hand in hand with the teams in these companies to produce something that looks and feels very much like it came from within the company, but it's something that we handle, and we can do everything from multiple languages to videos to custom animations. It's all the colors, the fonts, everything makes the experience fully branded and fully bespoke. So yeah, if that's something that you guys are interested in, please be in touch. I'd love to work on more of those with people. It's an exciting aspect of our work.
Thanks, Dave. And Ruth, a question for you. Does OmniTrack accommodate custom workflows in addition to the standard compliance workflows?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, obviously we have the kind of best practice templates that are in there, kind of made by industry experts. But what we found is actually clients come to us, they purchase kind of those best practice workflows, make changes themselves, and they come to us and say, actually, I have a different internal process, and I've just realized OmniTrack would be a great way for us to collect that data. So can we build it ourselves and kind of create a whole new workflow? And the answer is 100% yes, because OmniTrack is so customizable. We can kind of take your own workflow that's not in our best practice templates, and we can work together with you, kind of build it out and create a workflow to suit your kind of compliance needs.
Great, thanks. I knew we were going to get a question on the ILT feature. Chris, will the new instructor-led training feature cover face-to-face and remote training sessions?
In short, yes, it will, and that's really the approach we're taking in the design phase. We want to build a feature and a tool into Astute that's going to allow our administrators to set up those instructor-led training sessions. Beyond that, then to be able to set the schedule, if you like, to be able to set available times, dates, and places, and within that, then to be able to specify locations. So they might be physical locations for those sort of face-to-face programs that are being delivered. But I think we all increasingly recognize that a lot of that has shifted to perhaps the remote setting, whether that's Teams or Zoom. So we plan to allow our administrators to be able to set up and configure those through integrations with Astute. We'll have flexibility to enroll people to those sessions then either through the enrollment events, which we touched on in the presentation there, or for users to be able to browse a calendar and request a place on one of these sessions. And that then might go through a workflow through an approval process where a learner asks for a place on a particular session or course. A line manager perhaps approves that before it goes through and gets processed in the system.
Great, thank you. And Avi, you are back in the hot seat. Will the conversational learning plans include voice inputs in addition to text responses?
Yeah, so we already have voice input built in. So there's a small microphone next to the text input that you can use to speak instead of type. And the thing that we're actually working on right at this very moment is narration in the course. So having the text read to you by the AI instead of reading off the page.
And last one for you, is there a limit to how many courses can be edited or customized using edit mode in the portal? Tell me you've got a good answer.
Yeah, so the in-browser editing is just the one-time flat fee as part of your VinciWorks subscription. And then once you've got it licensed, there's no limit to how much editing you can do. So again, if you wanted to see the portal or in-browser editing, that can be arranged.
Amazing, thank you. Well, that brings us to the end of our showcase. Thank you to everyone who's joined us today. And thank you to our panelists, Chris, Ruth, Avi, and Dave, for sharing your insight and letting us know what's on the roadmap for 2025. Thank you for your time, and we look forward to seeing you at our next webinar.